Hello, my dear students. Welcome to this English literature class. I hope you are revising your Merchant of Venice. And in this video, I am going to discuss with you some important question answers from Act 1, Scene 3. So as I speak out the questions and the answers, the scene will be revised, and please do note the textual words you would be writing in your answers. So here I go. Question number 1. Why have Antonio, Bassanio and Shylock met? Write in detail. So you know this is the scene where Bassanio and Antonio approach Shylock for a loan of 3,000 ducats. So this is a question regarding that only, that why have they met? Now Bassanio has met Shylock in order to get some money because he wants to go to Belmont as a suitor to Portia, right? So before this he approached his friend Antonio for money, but Antonio had refused, saying that he has neither money nor commodity. So he advised Bassanio to go to the market and ask for a loan using his credit or name. That is why Bassanio has approached Shylock. Question number 2. What amount is asked and for how long? And give the meaning of the word sufficient and his means are in supposition. So one question is fixed, that what amount is asked. The amount asked is 3,000 ducats for 3 months, and Antonio acting as a surety. B part of the same question. What is meant by the word sufficient? Sufficient means economically sound or reliable. Then what does the line, his means are in supposition, means? By this line, Shylock wants to say that he may be having the money, but all the money is invested, and so his financial status is doubtful, right? Then question number 3, why his financial status is doubtful. Question number 3, according to Shylock, what are the risks and dangers to which the ships are exposed? In the same dialogue he uses these words. So according to Shylock, um, the ships are always at a risk, and the textual words we can use over here is, before that we can always add a line that Shylock had all the details regarding Antonio's ships. He told Bassanio that he is aware that Antonio's ships have marched towards Tripolis, Indies, Mexico and England. And then he says that the sailors are subject to injury. And then there are land rats and water rats and land pirates and water pirates. Then he also uses the textual words that there is always a risk to wind, storm and sand. That is the danger of storms. So these are all the textual words which he uses, that the ships can be exposed to the danger of all these things: the pirates, the land rats, the water rats and the storms. How are the land rats or the water rats risky for the ship? Because the water rats have the ability to make holes in the ships, and once there are holes in the ships, the ship can be drowned. Question number 4. Why does Shylock want to meet the third person who just arrives on the scene? So in the beginning of the scene there was only Shylock and Bassanio. Why does he want to see the third person? And why does Shylock decline Bassanio's dinner invitation? Yes, why does Shylock want to meet the third person? So Shylock wants to meet Antonio because he wants Antonio to sign the bond, the single bond. Why does Shylock decline Bassanio's dinner invitation? Yes, Shylock declined because when Shylock wishes to see Antonio, Bassanio invites him for the dinner. But Shylock refuses the dinner invitation, saying that he can do business with them, talk with them, walk with them, but he will never pray with them or eat with them or drink with them. He does so because he is a Jew and the rest are the Christians, and Christians are pork eaters, pork, the flesh of pig. And Jews have a belief that pigs consist or pigs possess evil spirits, which the Nazareth or the Jesus Christ have sworn into the pigs. So Jews do not eat pork. That is why he declines the dinner invitation of Bassanio. Question number 5. Who is referred to as the fawning publican? What, according to the speaker, is his first main reason to hate that person? So who is referred to as the fawning publican? Antonio is referred to as the fawning publican, where fawning means hateful, and publican is the Roman tax collector. So you know, foreigners had come to Rome in order to business, and because they were doing business in Rome, they were supposed to pay special taxes, which was a huge amount. And these official people, they used to collect taxes from these Jews. So as Shylock had to shell out such a large amount of tax to this Roman tax collector, he did not like him. Similarly, he did not like Antonio at all. What, according to the speaker, who is the speaker? Shylock, is his first main reason to hate the other person? The other person is Antonio. So the main reason, the very first reason that he hates Antonio is that he is a Christian. You see this line, he says it, how like a fawning publican he looks. I hate him for he is a Christian. That is the first textual support to the answer. Next question. What is the speaker's ancient grudge against the other person? Well, the ancient grudge which Shylock holds against Antonio is, number 1, he is a Christian, and number 2, that he spoils his business because he lends money without taking any interest, which brings down the rate of interest in Venice, and that spoils the business of Shylock. Right, next, question number 7. How will Shylock ultimately manage the money? What code of conduct is Antonio ready to break for his friend? So Shylock is ultimately going to arrange money from his friend Tubal, another of Hebrew, another from his race, who will be supplying him the money. What code of conduct is Antonio ready to break for his friend? The code of conduct which Antonio is ready to break for Bassanio is that he will be taking money on interest, because Antonio himself had said that neither does he take nor give money on interest. But today he has come to Shylock to take money on interest. Question number 8. Narrate the story of Jacob introducing him fully. So you remember the context of this question. Antonio had told him that he is ready to take money on interest, and at that time Shylock had perceived that Antonio is retorting at him, so he is trying to justify his interest by narrating the story of Jacob. So narrate the story of Jacob introducing him fully. So Jacob is the descendant of the family of Abraham. He is the third possessor to Abraham. Abraham was the holy prophet, then his son was Isaac, and then he had 2 sons, Esau and Jacob. So Jacob, and the clever mother of Jacob, Rebecca, she wanted Jacob to be the third possessor. Now the story, you know, the story which Shylock mentions over here is about Jacob and Uncle Laban, where Uncle Laban signs an agreement with Jacob that the newborn babies which will be striped or spotted will go to Jacob and he can earn his living through them. So during the breeding season, Jacob took some twigs or logs of wood and with the rays of the sun tried to put some shadows in front of the eyes of the would-be mothers who were going to give birth to the newborns, and as a result all the impression which was casted in front of the eyes had such influence that most of the newborn babies born were striped or spotted, and so all of them went to Jacob. Next question. What does Shylock think of thrift in Jacob's case? Now, in this theory, Shylock considers thrift as a blessing. He says if the newborn babies were a blessing to Jacob, similarly his interest is a blessing to him. That in that sense he is justifying the charging of the interest. Next question. Why does Antonio not agree with him? Now Antonio does not agree with this thrift. He considers that Jacob took a risk because ultimately everything is in the hands of God or providence. It is not a matter of taking interest, but it is entirely in the hands of God. This is what he says. Next question. Question number 10. How does Antonio comment upon Shylock just after the story of Jacob? And what does he compare the Jew to? Now, since Shylock had given the biblical reference of Jacob and Laban, so Antonio points out to Bassanio that Shylock is trying to justify his interest by giving reference from the Holy Scriptures. He says that the devil can cite Holy Scriptures to prove his point. And what does he compare the Jew to? And justifying his evil act, he compares Shylock to a devil. He calls him a devil. Right, next question. How has Antonio insulted Shylock publicly? How has he insulted? This is not the question. What has been the insults? Try to analyze the question. How has Antonio insulted Shylock publicly? So Antonio has insulted Shylock publicly at the Rialto. Look at the textual lines. In the Rialto, you have raised me about my monies and my usuances. So he has insulted Shylock publicly at the Rialto in front of the other merchants for being a Jew. Next question. How has Shylock responded to those indignitaries or to those insults in the past? Shylock says that he has borne, he has tolerated all those insults with a patient shrug. I am using the textual words. With a patient shrug. Why? Because sufferance or tolerance is the badge of all his tribe. Because they have been taught to tolerate. Next question. What abuses has Antonio hurled on Shylock? So what were the insults which he had done? So there are 5 textual points in it. You can mark it. Number 1, in the same dialogue, he had called him a misbeliever, a cutthroat dog. Number 2. Number 3, he had spat on his Jewish gabardine. Number 4, he had also spat on his beard. And number 5, he had kicked him as he kicks a dog. These are the textual words. Next, hath a dog money? What does Shylock want to say? Yes, Antonio had called Shylock a dog, and now same Antonio is asking for money from Antonio. So Shylock says Shylock is trying to be sarcastic over here, and he is giving a very bitter remark by saying that you had called me a dog and you spat on me on Wednesday last and you had said me so. Now can a dog possess money? This is a deep anguish and pain within the heart of Shylock, which is coming out, and he gives such a sarcastic remark. Next, question number 15. Yes, I have jumbled up the questions from various books so that it can be all aspects can be summarized. How does the man whom he speaks to reply? Now when Shylock gives such a sarcastic comment, how does Antonio reply? The man Antonio is unmoved. There is no effect. He clearly says that he has come to Shylock to ask for money, not as a friend but as an enemy, as a business. So he is going to again spit on him and going to again call him so. Why? Because he is not going to favor Antonio as a friend, but he is going to give money as a businessman by taking interest. Next question. Why has Bassanio kept quiet for so long? During these dialogues, only Shylock and Antonio is speaking. So why is Bassanio kept quiet for so long? So Bassanio has kept quiet all so long because he is badly in need of money. And he wants money at almost every cost. What does Bassanio consider kindness? Same question. Now Bassanio considers kindness when Shylock agrees that he is ready to pay the sum of 3,000 ducats without taking any interest. He says, I will not even take a single doit as issuance, doit, D-O-I-T, a small copper coin. So he says, I will not even take a single doit as an interest. Question number 17. What does single bond mean? What mercy clause is Shylock going to put in the document? So, what merry clause? What does single bond mean? Single bond means a bond signed by only one person because he wants to take revenge from only Antonio. And the same question is, what merry clause is Shylock going to put in? So the merry clause which Shylock is going to put in is that if Antonio is not able to pay back 3,000 ducats in 3 months at an appointed place, Shylock is liable to take 1 pound of flesh from Antonio's body, from any part of his body he likes. Question number 18. Give the 2 different reactions of Antonio and Bassanio on hearing this. Yes, when Shylock speaks of this merry bond, what is the reaction of Shylock? First of all, Antonio. 3 textual words are there. Antonio says he is content or satisfied. Number 2, he is ready to sign to such a single merry bond. And number 3, he will call Shylock a kind person. Then next part, what is the reaction of Bassanio? Bassanio is not ready to sign to such a bond. He stops Antonio from signing such a bond. And number 2, he says that he would rather dwell in necessity. That is, he will live without money, but he will not put his friend's life in danger. Question number 19. What overconfidence is shown by Antonio? Yes, here the overconfidence which is shown by Antonio is that he feels that his all ships will return within 2 months and will give him profit 9 times the amount he is taking. So he says that he is ready to sign a bond which he will be furnishing after 3 months. He has 1 extra month after his ship's return. So what are the adjectives we can use here for Antonio is that he is not at all far-sighted. He is unwise. He is overconfident. He should not be signing to such a bond. Right? Then next question. How does Shylock try to convince Bassanio that his motive is harmless? Now Shylock tries to convince Bassanio by saying that a pound of man's flesh taken from a man is of no importance. Had it been the flesh of a pig or a chicken, he uses the word beef and pig, it would have fetched him a good price in the market, but the flesh of a man is of no profit to him. He is doing all this just out of friendship. Right? Next question. Why does Shylock want Antonio to meet him at a notary? And what is the meaning of the word notary? So notary is an officer who signs such official bonds. Remember, he is an officer. He is notary is not an office. It is the person, the designation, the person who signs the legal bonds. Why does Shylock want Antonio to meet him? Now Shylock wants Antonio to meet him at the notary so that an agreement can be signed legally before he hands the amount of 3,000 ducats, and as a result, if he fails to pay back the money, Shylock is liable to take 1 pound of flesh from his body. Next question. What is referred to as a merry bond? Is it really merry? Yes. What is referred to a merry bond? Merry bond is the bond which is favorable to the borrower. Who is the borrower over here? Antonio. So is it really merry? No, this bond is not at all merry because it has a very shrewd planning involved in it, and if he fails, it will cost Antonio his life. It is not at all merry, it is not at all joking, it is not at all funny. Next, question number 25. What is the difference of opinion regarding Shylock between Antonio and Bassanio? In the end, what is the difference of opinion regarding Shylock between Antonio and Bassanio? Antonio thinks that Shylock has grown kind by offering him the merry bond. But Bassanio says that he does not like the so-called fair terms and a villain's mind. Remember the textual words. The so-called fair terms and a villain's mind. And last question, who is ultimately going to prove correct and how? So out of the two, Antonio and Bassanio, ultimately Bassanio is going to be proved correct because this bond will not come out to be as a merry bond, and Antonio will have to give his 1 pound of flesh near to his heart as Shylock had demanded. And rest is the story, you know how the tables are turned against Shylock, right? So these were some important questions from this scene which would help you to revise this scene keeping in mind the textual words. Please go through it and listen to it and mark these textual words. If you liked my video, please give a thumbs up, and if you have still not subscribed, please do subscribe my channel. Bye bye.